Welcome back to Better English Step by Step. Have you ever stayed silent in a meeting because you were afraid that speaking up would make you sound rude? Imagine it's 2:15 p.m. The room is quiet. Your manager taps the table and says, "So we can launch this by Friday, right?" Your stomach drops. You know Friday is impossible.
I remember a situation just like that in my first job. My boss suggested a terrible idea for a poster. I wanted to scream, "No, that's ugly!" But I froze. I didn't have the words to stop him without insulting him.
If you just say no, you look negative. But if you say nothing, the project fails. In this hour, I'm going to teach you the third option, the soft no technique. Today is all about control. It is about controlling the temperature of a conversation. When we disagree with someone, the temperature naturally goes up. We feel heat, we feel pressure. The goal of the soft no is to lower that temperature so that you can be honest without destroying the relationship.
That is exactly what I struggle with. I often feel like I have two choices. Choice 1 is to be honest and sound aggressive. Choice 2 is to be polite and lie. I usually choose to be polite, so I end up agreeing to things I cannot do.
That is the trap, the polite lie. We do it because we think English speakers value agreement above everything else. But actually, in a professional setting, and especially in the UK or the US, we value competence. If you agree to a deadline you cannot meet, you are not being polite, you are being incompetent.
That is a hard truth to hear, but it makes sense. So how do we find that middle path?
We build it using 3 specific tools. We are going to spend this hour mastering them. Tool number 1 is the cushion, tool number 2 is the softener, and tool number 3 is the pivot.
The cushion, the softener, and the pivot. It sounds like a dance move.
It is very similar to a dance. Conversation is a dance. If you step on your partner's feet, the dance stops. A direct no is stepping on their feet. These tools help you guide the partner in a different direction smoothly. Let's start with the first one, the cushion.
What exactly is a cushion in this context?
Imagine you are falling. If you hit the concrete, it breaks your bones. If you hit a cushion, you are safe. When you have to deliver bad news or a disagreement, you need to put a pillow down first. You need to validate the other person before you invalidate their idea.
So before I say I disagree, I have to say something nice?
Not necessarily nice, but something that shows you were listening. This is the biggest mistake learners make. They hear an idea they hate and they immediately say, "I don't think so."
I do that. I just want to stop the bad idea immediately.
But that makes the other person defensive. They stop listening to you. The cushion validates their logic even if you don't agree with their conclusion. Let's practice a few simple cushions. The most common one is, "I see what you mean."
I see what you mean.
Listen to the intonation. It is not flat. It goes down at the end to show seriousness. I see what you mean.
I see what you mean.
Exactly. Let's try another one. I understand where you are coming from.
I understand where you are coming from.
This one is powerful. You are not saying they are right. You are saying you understand the origin of their thought. You are validating their perspective.
That feels much safer. It buys me time to think, too.
Yes, it is a stalling tactic. It gives your brain 2 seconds to switch from panic mode to English mode. Let's try a third cushion. That is a valid point.
That is a valid point.
Now, I want to try a simulation. I'm going to play the role of the boss with the bad idea. I want you to simply use a cushion. Do not disagree yet. Just catch the idea with a pillow.
Okay, I'm ready.
Daniel, I think we should cancel the team holiday party to save money.
I see what you mean.
Good. How did that feel?
It felt weird because I really want the party, but saying I see what you mean stopped me from shouting no.
Exactly. It kept the door open. Let's try again. Daniel, I think we should change the logo to bright neon pink.
I understand where you are coming from.
Excellent. You sound calm. You sound like a professional who is considering the option, not a panicked employee.
But Sophie, eventually I have to say no, right? I can't just keep saying I see what you mean while the logo turns pink.
Correct. The cushion is just the start. Now we need the second tool, the softener. This is where the grammar happens. This is where we take the sharp edges off our words.
This is where I usually get stuck. I know the words no, can't, and don't. I don't know the soft versions.
Let's look at the word can't. It is a brick wall. We can't do that. It stops everything. In a C1 level conversation, or even a good B2 conversation, we rarely say we can't. We prefer to talk about ability and difficulty. So instead of can't, what do I say? We use might not be able to. Might not be able to. That is 5 words instead of 1. It is, and that length creates softness. Can't is short and hard. Might not be able to is long and soft. Listen to the difference. We can't finish by Friday. That sounds final. Now listen to this. We might not be able to finish by Friday. That sounds like a problem we can discuss. It sounds less like a refusal and more like a warning. Precisely. It invites collaboration. Let's practice the structure. I want our listeners to repeat after me. We'll start slow. We might not be able to.
We might not be able to.
We might not be able to finish.
We might not be able to finish.
Now the full sentence. We might not be able to finish by Friday.
We might not be able to finish by Friday.
Let's try another verb. Instead of saying, we can't accept this price, use the softener.
We might not be able to accept this price.
Perfect. And to make it even softer, we can add a qualifier word like quite or entirely.
How does that work?
I don't agree becomes I don't entirely agree.
I don't entirely agree.
I am not sure becomes I am not quite sure.
I am not quite sure.
These tiny words, quite, entirely, slightly, a bit, are the oil in the engine. They stop the gears from grinding.
It feels like British people use these constantly.
We do. Americans use them too, especially in business. It is about protecting the other person's ego. If I say, you are wrong, I am attacking your brain. If I say, I am not entirely sure that is correct, I am protecting you. I am leaving a small space where you might still be right.
It is about safety.
Yes, let's practice the softener on a disagreement. I will give you a direct, rude sentence. I want you to translate it into a soft no.
Okay, hit me.
The rude sentence is, that is a bad idea.
Okay. I am not entirely sure that is the best idea.
Brilliant. Not entirely sure and best idea. You changed bad to not the best. That is another trick, using a negative positive.
A negative positive?
Instead of saying it is ugly, say it is not very attractive. Instead of saying it is slow, say it is not very fast.
I see. So instead of saying this report is terrible, I should say this report is not very strong.
Exactly. It conveys the same meaning, the report needs work, but it doesn't slap the person in the face. Let's try another one. Rude sentence, I won't do that.
Ooh, that is a hard one. I won't do that. I might struggle to do that?
I might struggle to do that. That is excellent. Struggle is a fantastic vocabulary word for the soft no. It implies you want to do it, but the universe is making it hard. It shifts the blame from your will to your ability.
I might struggle to complete that by tomorrow.
Listeners, try that one. It is very useful. I might struggle to complete that by tomorrow.
It sounds like I'm trying my best.
And that is the persona you want to project at work. You are a helpful person who is limited by reality, not a stubborn person who is refusing to work.
Okay, so we have the cushion, I see what you mean, and the softener, I might struggle to. What is the pivot?
The pivot is how we move from the person to the problem. It is how we take the spotlight off the boss and shine it on the situation. We often do this using the passive voice or by changing the subject of the sentence.
Grammar books always tell us to avoid the passive voice because it is weak.
In storytelling, the passive voice is weak. In diplomacy, the passive voice is a weapon. It saves lives.
How?
Imagine you made a mistake, Daniel. You forgot to send the email. If I say, Daniel, you didn't send the email, how do you feel?
I feel attacked. I feel defensive.
But if I say, it seems the email wasn't sent, how do you feel?
I feel like we are looking at a fact. The email wasn't sent. It's less personal.
Exactly. The email is the problem, not Daniel. When we disagree, we want to attack the plan, not the planner.
So if my boss has a bad idea, I shouldn't say you are wrong.
Never say you are wrong in a meeting. That is career suicide. Instead, pivot to the project. That approach might have some risks.
That approach, not your approach.
Correct. That approach, the timeline, this strategy. We distance the idea from the owner. Let's practice pivoting. I will give you a you sentence. Change it to an it or that sentence.
Ready.
You made a calculation error.
It looks like there is a calculation error.
Perfect. There is. It just exists. Nobody did it. It just is. Try this one. You are asking for too much money.
That budget seems a bit high.
That budget. Excellent. You moved from you are asking to the budget, and you added a softener. Seems a bit. You are combining the tools now.
I didn't even notice. That budget seems a bit high. It flows naturally.
This is the goal. We want these patterns to become reflexes. When you feel the stress of a disagreement, your brain should automatically reach for it seems or that might be.
It is like muscle memory.
Exactly. Now, before we put all 3 steps together into a full conversation, I want to talk about the most dangerous word in the English language.
Is it a swear word?
No, it is the word but.
But? I use but all the time.
And that is the problem. But is an eraser. Imagine I say, Daniel, you are a great colleague, but you are always late. What is the only part of that sentence you remember?
That I am always late. The first part didn't matter.
But erases everything that came before it. If you use a nice cushion, I see what you mean, and then immediately hit them with but, you destroy the cushion.
I see what you mean, but you are wrong. Yeah, the cushion is gone. So what do I use instead?
We have 2 options. Option 1, use however. It is slightly softer and more professional. Option 2, use a pause.
Just silence?
I see what you mean. Actually, I have a slight concern about the timeline.
Oh, that is smooth. You replaced but with actually.
Actually is a great pivot word. Another one is at the same time.
At the same time. Can you give me an example?
I understand why we want to launch early. At the same time, we need to ensure the quality is perfect.
That feels balanced. It holds both ideas, speed and quality, in your hands at the same time, but throws one idea away.
That is a beautiful way to put it. At the same time, holds both ideas, but throws one away. As an advanced speaker, you want to show that you can hold complex, competing ideas.
So no buts?
Try to reduce them. If you catch yourself saying but, stop and try however, or on the other hand. We have covered a lot of theory. I want to take a moment to breathe and let this sink in. You are learning a new way of operating in the world. It is not just vocabulary, it is psychology.
It feels like I am learning to be a diplomat.
You are. And if you are enjoying this deep dive into the mechanics of conversation and you want to build your English skills with these long, calm sessions, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us keep making these episodes, and it helps you stay on the path to fluency. Just a simple click, and you'll get our next lesson right in your feed. Now, let's get back to work. We need to put the cushion, the softener, and the pivot together into the ultimate solution, the yes if.
The yes if? I thought we were learning how to say no.
The best way to say no is to say yes with conditions.
That sounds confusing.
It is the secret weapon of senior managers. If I say, no, we can't do that, I am a blocker. If I say, yes, we can do that, provided we get more budget, I am a solver.
Ah, I see. You are not refusing the task, you are stating the price of the task.
Exactly. This is the 4th tool, and it is the most powerful. It turns a conflict into a negotiation. The structure is, we can do X if we change Y, or that is possible, provided that.
Provided that. That is a great phrase. It sounds very official.
It is strictly professional, provided that. Let's practice this. The boss says, I want this report by 5 p.m. It is currently 4 p.m. It is impossible.
Okay, I don't want to say no, so I will say, we can get it to you by 5 p.m., provided that we only include the summary, not the full data.
Brilliant. You gave him a choice. He can have it fast, summary only, or he can have it full, later. You didn't say, I can't. You said, I can if.
That feels so empowering. I am not saying no. I am offering a modified yes.
Let's try another one. The client wants a feature that is too expensive. We want the gold-plated version.
We can certainly do the gold-plated version if we can adjust the budget timeline.
Or, that is doable, as long as we review the costs first.
That is doable as long as...
As long as is the casual cousin of provided that. Use as long as with colleagues. Use provided that with the CEO.
Got it. As long as for lunch plans,
provided that for million-dollar contracts.
Exactly. Now, let's combine everything: the cushion, the softener, the pivot, and the yes if. We are going to do a full simulation.
I am ready. I'm sweating a little bit, but I am ready.
I am the manager. You are the employee. Here is the scenario. I want you to work this weekend to finish a project. You have plans. You cannot work.
Okay, high stakes.
Daniel, looking at the schedule, I think we are going to need you to come in on Saturday and Sunday to get this done.
Okay, cushion first. I understand that the deadline is tight.
Good. Now the softener and pivot.
However, I might struggle to come in this weekend as I have a prior commitment.
Very good. Might struggle, prior commitment. Now the yes if or the solution.
I can work late on Monday and Tuesday to catch up, provided that works for the team.
Boom. Perfect.
Really?
Yes. Let's look at what you did. You validated me. I understand the deadline. You protected yourself. I might struggle, not I won't. You offered a solution, Monday and Tuesday, and you asked for agreement, provided that works. It was respectful, firm, and helpful. As a boss, I would accept that.
It felt much longer than just saying I can't, but it felt complete.
It respects the relationship. Let's try one more scenario. This one is personal. A friend asks to borrow money.
Oh, these are the worst.
Hey Daniel, I'm a bit short on cash. Can you lend me $500?
Cushion, I hear you, man, and I know things are tough right now.
Good empathy. Now the refusal.
But actually, I have to be a bit careful with my own finances at the moment.
I have to be a bit careful. Beautiful softener. Not I don't have it, not you are irresponsible, just I have to be careful.
And the solution? I can't give you cash, but I can come over and help you look at your budget if you want.
That is a true friend. You said no to the money, but yes to the help.
And I didn't lose the friendship.
That is the ultimate goal of the soft no, to win the argument without losing the friend. We have practiced individual sentences. Now I want to do something a little different. I want to focus on tone. Because you can use all the right words, cushion, softener, pivot, but if your voice is sharp, it will still sound rude.
Tone is 90% of the message, isn't it?
It is. If I say, I see what you mean, with a flat voice and rolled eyes, it sounds sarcastic.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that sounds like I hate you.
We need to inject concern into our voice. The soft no should sound like you are disappointed that you cannot agree.
Disappointed?
Yes, you are on their side. You want to say yes, but the laws of physics prevent it. Your voice should go down at the end. It should be slow.
Can you demonstrate?
Listen to the difference. Happy, sharp. I can't do that.
Too aggressive.
Sad, concerned. I'm afraid I might not be able to do that.
Oh, the I'm afraid helps a lot.
I'm afraid is a classic British softener. It doesn't mean you are scared. It means I regret to tell you.
I'm afraid that won't work.
Listeners, try that. Put a little sadness in your voice. I'm afraid that won't work.
I'm afraid that won't work.
It completely changes the energy. You are sharing the bad news, not throwing the bad news.
I feel like acting is a big part of fluency.
It is. You are playing a role. When you speak English, you are stepping into a slightly different version of yourself, a version that is perhaps more polite, more direct, or more expressive than your native self.
My native self is very direct. My English self needs to be more careful.
And that is okay. It is a skill you build. Let's do a rapid-fire drill to burn these phrases into our memory. I am going to say a hard no phrase. I want you, Daniel, and the listeners to instantly transform it into a soft no. We will do 5 of them.
Okay, let's go. Rapid fire.
Number 1, that is wrong.
That might not be entirely correct.
Good. Not entirely correct. Number 2, I don't like it.
I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest.
Not a huge fan. Lovely phrase. It sounds so casual but clear. Number 3, it is too expensive.
It is a little bit over our budget.
A little bit over. Nice softener. Number 4, you are late.
We are running a little bit behind schedule.
Pivot to we. Excellent. Number 5, no. Just no.
I'd love to, but I don't think I can make it work.
I'd love to, but. The sandwich method. Positive, negative, positive.
That was a good workout. My brain is sweating.
That means it is working. The neural pathways are forming. I want to address one specific fear before we finish. The fear of being misunderstood.
Yes. Sometimes I worry that if I am too soft, The other person won't realize I am saying no.
That is a valid fear. If you say, I might struggle, and the boss hears, I will try, you have a problem.
Exactly. How do we ensure clarity while keeping softness?
You use the summary at the end. You do the soft dance, cushion, softener, pivot, and then you confirm the outcome clearly.
For example,
I understand the urgency, cushion, but I might struggle to finish by Friday, softener. So just to be clear, I will deliver this on Monday morning, summary.
just to be clear, that is the magic phrase.
Yes, just to be clear. It signals that the negotiation is over and we are now stating the fact. Just to be clear, I cannot work this weekend.
But you said it after all the soft stuff.
Exactly. You did the polite work first. Now you can be direct. You earned the right to be direct by being polite first.
That is a great rule. Be polite first, be direct last.
If you start direct, you lose them. If you end direct, you clarify. We have covered so much ground today, from the meeting room panic to the specific grammar of might and struggle to the psychology of tone.
I feel like I have a toolkit now. Before, I just had a hammer. Now I have a screwdriver, a wrench, and some sandpaper.
Sandpaper is a great metaphor. You are smoothing out the rough edges of communication.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is the yes-if concept. It changes my mindset from defending to solving.
And that is what fluency really is. It is not just knowing words. It is knowing how to use words to solve social problems. The problem of I need to say no to my boss is a social problem. English is just the tool you use to solve it.
Now, I have a challenge for you. We always want you to take this out of your headphones and into the real world.
What is the mission for this week?
Tomorrow, I want you to disagree with someone on something small. Low stakes.
Like what? Lunch?
Exactly. If a colleague says, let's go to the sandwich shop, do not just say, okay. Practice a soft no.
I see the appeal of the sandwich shop, but I'm actually feeling a bit more like salad today.
Perfect. Or even with your family. If your partner says, let's watch this movie, try, I'm not entirely sure that's my kind of film. How about this one?
It feels like a game.
Treat it like a game. See if you can change the direction of a conversation without anyone getting angry. If you can do it with a sandwich, you can do it with a contract.
I will try it. I'll report back on how many sandwiches I avoided.
Remember, you have the right to say no. You have the right to set boundaries. You just need the language to do it with grace.
Grace under pressure.
That is the goal. Thank you for studying with us today. You are building better English, step by step. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Goodbye.